It's a lovely good evening and welcome to Ubuntu channel. It's a Thursday, and of course, as you know, every Thursday we get to bring to you Nsaka. Of course, we appreciate that you have joined us on this very platform as we get to discuss something exciting and something of greater importance. My co-host this evening working differently, right? Because it is the festive season and you have to surprise your viewers. So this week, working with Chibonta. Chibonta, good evening. Welcome to the program.
Good evening, Lance. Good evening, viewers. It is indeed a pleasure to be on the program tonight, and I'm looking forward to great interaction.
Definitely, and don't forget our viewers that immediately we are sharing with you the studio link so that you can join us into the studio and be part of this discussion that we are having this evening. And of course, not forgetting getting to introduce our guest as usual, the man that gives us an insight right here as it gives us an insight of what we always get to discuss or get to talk about is none other than Evangelist Shaabula, who is a marriage counselor and has been a marriage counselor for over 30 years. So, ladies and gentlemen, help me to welcome our guest this evening and getting to also discuss our topic of discussion. Evangelist, good evening and welcome to the program.
Thank you, Lance, and CJ, Himba, and everyone else. It's wonderful to be here this evening. Thank you so much.
Good to have you, and it's another great Thursday. Of course, our dear viewers, this evening we are discussing house help. Of course, let's get to have our guest or our able, I would love to call him analyst, our able analyst to get to share with us who a house help is. Is there a need to have house help in the home? When we talk about house help, ladies and gentlemen, we are talking about in a married home, not equally and very single. We are talking about in a married home. It is important to have house help. Evangelist, over to you.
Thank you so much, Lance, and CJ, Himba, and everyone else. Thank you so much. The topic we have again tonight is a very important topic. I will try to summarize so that many of you can contribute. First of all, I'll start by defining what a house helper is, and then from there I'll talk about their roles. First of all, a house helper is also known as a domestic worker. Domestic worker or house helper. Now, these are people or they are workers who we hire to help us with our house chores or work for us. They are hired for the purpose of helping us with the house chores. Nchito za munyumba or nyumba, nchito za nyumba. Nchito tuwasebenze. So these people, they are hired specifically for domestic work. The other issue I can say that these are actually there to serve as workers who help out around the house, in the home and around the house. So it is not just in the house, but in the home and around the house. Now, they provide families with a number of services. This includes the cooking, cleaning, child care, kuona vana, kusunga vana, assisting with the elderly house members. Sometimes they come in to help in order to allow you to go for work or to go for pleasure or to go for shopping or to do other things. They are there to help you. Also, they help in cleaning outside the house, sometimes gardening, sometimes running, errands. going to buy, to pick children, buy groceries, do all sorts of things that they need to do. So these, they can be males, or sometimes they can be females. So they are not only still akazi chabea. Sometimes wanankaya ndani, wanankaya wamuna. Sometimes wakazi. Both are right about you. Now, I want you to understand that there are advantages. Uli ubwino wonkala na mtu wosebenza nchito pa nyumba. Now, some of these things that they can do is that they can cook for you while you rest. They will cook for you, wash for you while you study. They can, vacuum clean the house, sweep the house, mop the house, clean the windows, wash clothes, iron for you while you are enjoying TV with your wife. They can do that. They can also accompany, you during the lonely hours. Maybe wakazi wako siwaliko. She can be there, accompany you, talk to you nicely, and help you. Sometimes your husband is not there. This same worker can actually talk to you. I'm talking about the advantages. She can talk to you. He can talk to you in the absence of your wife. Now, she can also be a nun, your baby. They can act as babysitters so that these children can be able to play well. They can wash napkins. They can take care of the children while you are there. They are also caregivers. Sometimes your wife is not around. Your husband is not around. She can sneak into the bedroom, aleta tea, porridge, that maid in your bedroom. That servant can also come with your mistress and help them all those things in the absence of the husband, because you are not there. So they will do that. And then we must also understand that when you are not in, they can also act as watchmen or watch ladies who can protect your property, your money, your everything, your house. So these are some of the advantages of having a maid at home. Wamene ubwiro wonka na mtu wanchito pa nyumba. Mweza ni mkazi au ni mwamuna. Bazabu ya nchito hii kusebenza pamene uenda kunchito kutukasebenza bana. In other words, these they also add to the GDP of the company, of the nation. To the economy of the nation, they also add value through the work they are doing in allowing you to go and do that work. Because if they are not there, you will not be able to go for work, and then you have problems. So they are very, very important. The fact that we employ them, it's because they are important in our homes. The fact that we cannot do without them, it is because they are very important in our homes. And because of this importance, they need to be respected, they need to be cared for, they need to be paid on time. That's what it is. Now, let us look at the disadvantages of these workers. Many basikana ava, bamuna ava. What are some of the disadvantages? These are some of the disadvantages. One, a maid can destabilize a marriage. Wanchito mukazi angapanye chikwati chanu mukati ka nyumba. Number one, kavalidwe. Sometimes azava in a certain way, suggestive way, out to a boss or bamuna banu bankala funtix bafunta in the way that young lady carries herself. Pamena enda kuenda utenga manzi kubaletera tibamwe, the way she handles, the way she speaks. Mwamene baba yanganina. Mwamene actually has, you know, swagging, swag. Upe that your bossy, mutu amawita spinning, it begins to spin. It is possible that he can destabilize your marriage. Especially ngati mumusiya uti azienda ku bedroom, aziyala ku bed, spreading the bed, cleaning there and there. Now madam baenda kunchito ni banasi, batabira kunchito ku hospital. Bamudaya that day mutu ababa bakali mu bed. Maid angena kuyamba kukirina mu nyumba. Ayamba kufulama ku bed, afulama ku bed. Bane amaeda metingene saba. The unprintables can be printed that day. Bazaka majena ndine muntu wachani wanyama. At the end of the day, they can destabilize. And two, sometimes you begin to cook more than the wife cooks. She will give the respect more than what the lady does. Because the woman in the home, the wife, every I'm already married. She does not improve her outlook, her appearance. Now, this waiter will do that because you must know that it is just the status, but she's a woman. Whatever features that the woman has, the wife has in the home, whatever biological features, the morphology, this same lady, she has got the same morphology. So do not be cheated at Nova Boss Wanga, then all is okay. She is a potential competitor with you. She is a competitor. So be careful how you treat her. Be careful what you even allow her as you wash her. No me na washa mapanti, ewa muna bako. Panti, no me na washa we. Because abamba kuwasha panti, azazi wana size. Azazi wa size. Utiba mdara baipa size 10. In fact, I'm looking for size 10. So, be careful. It means manja ajoita boy. Muchito katika mbati. Muchi wawiraga lezu. Muchi wawiraga lezu. It means manja mulungu ajoita adalisa. So, these workers can be stabilized marriages. Vice versa. Even in Bamuna, many of us this is what you call a servant. Some servants are handsome, they are clean, they are very respectable, they are very obedient. And whatever the madam says, she will do. And this idea that, you as a boss, you are always out of home. We end up meetings, seminar, workshop. I don't know how you call them, seminar, workshop, whatever it is, my titles, you are never at home. Whether you are a pastor, muma meetings, crusade, now camp meeting, michani, church meeting, you are never at home with your wife. This same servant can start destroying, azamba kupanya marriage yako. Because him, Abu is your competitor, is going to perform better than you. You're already tired. He has got all the energy on your wife. By the time he leaves there, kwasir. Pabadwa mwana, pamugulika na zina ni mutale. But you zina yako ndiwe monga. Come on, man. Be careful. There is a danger in these people that we employ. What is the other problem? The other problem of these maids is that they can abuse children. Bana bamene basala baja, mene bayangana baja. Munamulandirise drama. You have not paid a salary. Sometimes munamujubira kuja. So the person that is going to suffer is the baby, the child that is left with her. We have seen many of these on social media. Of some of them out at amudyaka mwana kumukankata pansi kumutaira pansi na kumudyaka monga so monga acha abugora tikamba ti blarira abuya muchaya blarira kumutu mwana just because you have not paid her. They abuse children, and some of them they begin molesting they begin molesting kuvana tusikana akagwira kumatako kuchita vochita vamifunika at a tender age. Mumusiya chabene azisuka mwana akamusambike mwana asambika mwana. Are you sure? So you need to be very careful. It is not right. The other issue is that these same workers, they can kill. A week, 2 weeks ago, here in Zambia, somewhere Nsaka West, we had a case where a worker was not paid for 3 months. CJ and Lance, you know this, you read this. So this gentleman killed, and working with others, killed the master and the mistress. They lost their lives at the hands of a worker. So there are problems. And these same people, again, the other disadvantage is that they can steal from you, steal money, steal clothes, spoons, matambula, mbale, all these things will be taken away. And finally, big items will be stolen by these people. And they can also arrange with the outsiders to attack you, kill you, or steal from you. All these are disadvantages. And the other issue is that they can also spread the confidential matters from your home. They can tell neighbors, boss so, bana mimi bali nao sibawa wala nzao jamani basenza nao msabaone so babosa sibabala. The person you brought in your home is now scandalizing you, slandering you. And the other point is that they will accuse you falsely for no reason. No, so, especially at Mumba na Bwino. So it can be a danger. In short, what I'm saying is that whilst they can be good, they can also be a danger to your home. And at the same time, you cannot do without them. You need them so that you are able to go for work and be able to contribute to the GDP. But the issue also is that according to the Bible, in Leviticus 19, verse 13, the Bible says, do not hold their salary overnight. Ngati yakwana 30, azambo gugulandi apa 30, the Bible says you pay a salary to that worker, to that maid, to that servant. Pay them. That is what God wants us to do. You need to pay them. So the other issue is that, we should also treat them well. Treat them well. Not to carry every time munga mulwana akabwera chabe so as if it's a fight. It's not a fight. Abwera kusebenza kuja. Treat them well. The Bible says, just as God treats you well, treat those that work for you. Titus 2, verse 18. That's the Bible. Having said this, I now leave this to you so that you can also contribute. Thank you so much for now.
Thank you so much, Evangelist. We really appreciate it. Very elaborative there, but still many questions left unanswered. Evangelist, sure. The advantage is that she can help in the bedroom. What kind of help are we talking about here, Evangelist? we need to be very clear.
The help here is that she can clean. Mwauka chabe mwasamba You don't delay, you don't waste time, you can easily go for work. While the work behind is done, the place is cleaned and things are arranged well in your bedroom. That's the help that I'm talking about. The disadvantage is that the same bedroom where they do all these good things and also bad things can happen. They can have carnal knowledge in the same bedroom, in the same bed, on the same bed. So on the right you've got advantages, on the left you've got disadvantages. It is how you handle them.
So Evangelist, what would you say? Because there are women who say one maid musikana safunika kudyaka mu bedroom, safunika noziba kala evumba kuti vili bwanje mu bedroom. What do you say for women who have that principle?
I didn't get you. You are breaking. That China kungena bedroom. You should not go in the bedroom.
Yes.
The worker.
Yes.
Yes. Each home has its own rules. It is not a standard rule that a maid or a worker should enter the master's bedroom. No. Some masters or some mistresses, they do not want workers to enter their bedroom. It is theirs. They can go to the bedrooms of the children and also the visitors, but not in the master bedroom. If that is the rule, or if it is what is supposed to be done, that nobody enters the master bedroom, then that must be respected. That's how they want it done. It must be followed.
Also, Evangelist, they are, like you said, there are advantages and disadvantages of these maids. So when we look at the advantages which you had put through, one of them talks about they help you do house chores, especially that of cooking. And then the disadvantage of that is that they can also kill you, meaning kwikaka poison muri vijavakudya. Now, Evangelist, why should it be the maid to prepare food, especially for either the husband or the wife in the house? Why can't the maid only be there to prepare food for the kids and maybe any other supporting family member that is in the house, and then food for the husband should be left for the woman to prepare that food?
Yes, that's a very good question. No, Lance, a very good question. Normally, I want to talk about functioning marriages or functioning homes. When I say functioning marriages or homes, these are homes or marriages where people work according to their roles, and then they combine those roles to help each other and move together as a family. Those are functioning marriages. In a functioning marriage, you find that a woman will not assign her responsibilities, her personal responsibilities, to the maid. She will not do that. Reason, there are many. Number one, she knows the taste of the husband. She knows what the husband would want to eat and how it should be prepared. And then she also knows what the husband will not want to eat, and probably food prepared in a certain way. So because she knows this, she would want to take it directly upon her head, that she will cook for the husband, she will wash for her husband, she will iron for the husband. These clothes and the food can be prepared by the maid. I mean, those things that are meant for the children. The children's clothes and the food can be prepared by the maid. But the food and washing of clothes and ironing is supposed to be done by the wife. You know, Lance, food that is prepared by the wife, it is as sweet as the wife herself. And so, as a wife cannot assign a maid to say, in an alema maningi, today, I think now you sleep with my husband. Since she cannot do that, even the work in the home, certain job work, certain functions should not be assigned to the maid or to the servant. It's vice versa. Even you cannot tell a servant that Nalema Maning, can you go and chew my wife? When she's going to chew, she will follow her. Adam Tegratu. So the issue is that since you cannot assign her, you better do it yourself. Do it yourself. So in short, going by that question, I would say that let wives prepare meals for their husband, wash clothes for their husband, iron clothes for the husband. Let's reduce on asking maids to enter our bedroom. What about that amupeza are naked? Asamba, because anajaira, anja nachabe chui, ela zaka nita mkazi wanga, ela achoka mbafa, alichabe, aenda chabe so. Now then, what happens if it's a maid? Adamu that in Swani wanera chabe so. You have to pay. Swani wanera so chabe. Or maso kwa zabo. Family things begin to happen. So we need to be very careful some of these things. Let's not put our husbands or wives to temptation.
Thank you, Evangelist. Viewers, in case you're joining us, this is Nsaka on Ubuntu channel, and we discuss different social issues, marital issues, and today we are looking at house helps. So I would like to remind you that we've just posted the link in the comment section. Feel free to join in. Just click on it, and then it will prompt you to allow mic and camera. Please do that so that as you enter the studio, we're able to see you and we can properly interact with you. We have Himba backstage, and let us just welcome Himba so that she can also join the conversation that we're having tonight. Himba, welcome to Nsaka, and great to see you.
Thank you so much, CJ, and good evening, Evangelist. Good evening, Lance, and not forgetting our wonderful viewers. Good evening.
You have missed it. Himba, you have missed what I've said. You have missed.
What did you say, Evangelist?
I said the lot that I said.
I heard. That's why I'm here.
Okay,
now,
number
one.
Go ahead.
For me, it's not a question, Evangelist. For me, it's a contribution.
Yes.
Evangelist, for me, a maid ku bedroom ni no. Capital no. Whether my husband is sick, whether he's not sick, in the bedroom ni no. Maid Africa na boundaries mnyumba. You know, the maid should have boundaries. Africa prepare fikira. This is Snakambat second wife. Takambat house helper. She's just there to help, not to take my responsibilities away.
Assistant to madam.
Even assistants could be very. No. Even that assistants.
Coming to the bedroom is helping.
No. There are things the maid should not even see. The maid should not even see the color of my husband's underwear. Hell no. The maid, not maid, she should even know how my husband loves salt in the food. No. How my husband loves his breakfast. No. No way. Palasti maid, you start assuming my position in that house. As I'm bona fundie madam, we bamdala lero bachidandala to wali wachitalala. At the end of the day, you start seeing these two people becoming cliques. Wambo sapotana, however, Mary lero, the moment ever Mary is late, she'll be here. Was that So I would not allow my husband to be served food by the maid unless otherwise. I would not allow the maid to wash my husband's clothes. No, Evangelist. I would not allow.
Himba, that's a good position you've taken. I support that idea. It's a good suggestion because you are actually protecting your marriage. You are putting a hedge around it. You are putting a hedge. You are protecting your marriage, you are protecting the happiness of your children, you are protecting the happiness of your marriage. Because sometimes when freedom is given fully, it can be misused, it can be mishandled, and then it can create pain and agony in the marriage. So, Himba, your position is my position. It is good. It's a good idea. Because if you allow familiarity, they say familiarity breeds contempt. Familiarity breeds contempt. When they start joking, they play whatever thing. No. Even joking, there's a limit that they can joke. And there are certain jokes that lead to sin.
Joking with
Certain
who?
jokes which create appetite.
Evangelist, joking with who?
With a maid. With a maid
My
or a
husband
servant.
joking with the maid, playing banter with my husband.
Yes, this is what I'm saying. It should not be allowed.
It should be me to joke with my husband and to play banter.
Iyo ni sanje manje.
I have heard.
No, the situation is, if I allow...
But you know, Himba, there should be a difference between jealousy and protection of the marriage. You know, you need to protect the marriage, but you do not have to be jealous, because
No.
you will not be able, to leave London and come to Zambia and leave a maid there, or else you'll be firing them. As you come to Zambia, listen. As you come to Zambia,
Exactly.
you first of all fire the maid, then come to Zambia. When you come back, when you go back to the UK, that's when you employ or employer. No, there must be protection, but not jealousy.
If I'm living with my children, all of them, I'm giving her annual leave. I don't want her. No. Some maids, they come into our homes with agenda. They've got a plan. All I'm saying, a maid should fit in her position as a maid. She can talk to my husband to a certain limit. But no, they can't joke. No. And even me, I can't joke with the garden boy. I'm like, oh, no, Evangelist. There should be limits. Even the way we joke, even the way we talk to these workers. Palasti, mwambona my faces yabana yambo pusana. Bamuna banga nibo sweta kakabula ka black. Bamuna banga ni wafupi mailo kwa bula katali. Evangelist.
I totally agree with you, but I still insist that it should not be jealous, but protection. It must be love, because you love your husband, you love your children, you love your family. You put a fence around it, you protect it. But because jealousy, anything that will happen, in the end, you start accusing her and fighting her, and even reducing her salary, and later on fire her, sometimes for no good reason. So we need to distinguish whether this is jealousy or this is protection over marriage. So that's my position on that one.
All right. Thank you so much, Evangelist. To you, our viewers, you can easily join us or join this conversation by clicking on that link which we have shared with you. Click on it, allow your mic and camera so that we can have a better interaction when you come through into the studio. If you cannot do that, simply leave a comment underneath this broadcast and we'll be able to read your comment out loud and react to it, or let Evangelist Shaabula respond to it if it's a question, if it's a view, as well as a comment that you get to bring through. Remember, this evening we are discussing house helps, and of course we have shared the link because we want you to be part of this interaction. Now, Evangelist, what are the dangers of a woman that has never cooked for the husband for over 6 months or close to a year? That work has been left for the maid to be doing that. What are the dangers of that?
The dangers of a wife not cooking for a husband for a period of 6 months and more, it is like, let me give an example. A child who temporarily is stopped from sucking from the mother and begins sucking from the maid for 6 months. What happens? Then what will happen is that, the child will begin to bond with the maid. What is bonding? Bonding is acclimatizing. It means kujailana, kugwirizana, kwendera antu omwe, kusebenzera antu omwe. So it means that now the baby will become part of the life of the maid. Bring it home. When a husband begins to eat the food prepared by the maid, it means that now the husband will start bonding with the maid. Even when there's no salt, he will not tell the wife to say there's no salt. He will say, Mary, bring salt. Now, sometimes bring salt, the wife is not there. She's in the bedroom, and Mary brings salt. And as she comes there, to be looking in the eyes of the husband, and the husband look in the eyes of Mary. In the end, the marriage will be destabilized. What is the reason? It's because the wife has abandoned her responsibility of taking care of the husband. As I said, the food, the clothes, ironing and washing is the sole responsibility of the wife. The pants, the vest, the socks, they should be attended to by the wife in the home. The cleaning of the bedroom, the bed sheets, the bed covers, washing and cleaning, and all those things, they should be done by the wife. I want to go further. In the bedroom, sometimes there are instruments which people use in the bedroom. There are some handkerchiefs and whatever it is which the husband and wife use in the bedroom. If that is allowed, then the maid will begin to see you are exposing those secrets to an outsider. And then you are giving away your marriage to the maid or to the maid servant. So let's be very careful. That is my answer.
Well, another thing, when you were talking about the advantages of these maid servants, as I think I would put it, you said, of course, a maid can be a nun to your child or to the children that are getting born in that house. Evangelist, don't you think that somehow is or can be bad, because you don't know what that maid will be teaching your child in terms of culture and values? Don't you think there will be some conflict of some sort in the house, where as parents you think this is the right way, but the maid has raised your child in another way?
Very important point, Lancy. Very important point which you've brought up. Very important. We need, that is falls under the category of disadvantages. When you employ a servant or a maid servant, and they are going to take care of the babies or the children in the home, who are from 0, especially up to 5 years old, in most cases, what happens is that they are going to teach your children their culture, their manners, their thinking, their way of handling things, including the language, the vocabulary. Yes. If that maid comes from Ukomboni and they sing songs like bombola, 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 matako, bombola, bombola. So singing that kind of a song to your children, bombola bombola mata, you find that when you come from work, the baby is jumping bombo 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 bombola 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 bombola. The child has changed the language and the culture and the vocabulary because of the worker. That is one disadvantage. Sometimes if you find that that maid insults, and so your child will begin insulting. Sometimes she is a liar. She will also start lying. Sometimes she's a fighter. Your child will start fighting. The behavior of the worker will be transferred into the life of your child, into the life of your baby. And you find that you are going to have two behaviors and two cultures in your home among your children. The elder ones will behave in the way you taught them because they were not cared for by the maid. But these small ones, because their mind is like an empty slate. Anything that comes can be easily be written on the mind of a child. So the simulation of new ideas is quick, and you find that the children get spoiled because of the worker that you brought in your home. So whilst they add to the GDP in the nation, they also add bad behavior and bad life, bad whatever it is in the family. We need to be very, very careful. So that is why now, how do we help those that are working? When you come from work and you've got a baby, whatever it is, please spend time, touching and holding your child away from the worker. That time, take the worker away from there. She should not even be seen within that vicinity. If it is the kitchen, let her be in the kitchen and you are outside with the child, together with their father, and you are playing with them. Let the child see nobody else except you. And make sure that, when the children are small, they also use the sense of smell to know that this is mother. They always want to touch, they will touch the face, they will touch, your body. Allow them to touch you, allow them to play on your body. Don't put them at Narema, Mana Ankarekuja. No. Let the child bond with you. Because when the child begins to bond with you, even if she's left with the other person, she will still have an attachment with you. But if you bring work from your office into your home and you are not touching your children, you are actually alienating your children from you, from yourself. And so you are actually creating a canyon, a division between you and your children. So much that even when you begin counseling them, you'll be a stranger to your child. So let's ensure that our children sit on our laps, including our father. Allow your child, because you are the father, be a hero to your child, and let the child also be able to take your smell. Now, this is daddy. And when you go to a child like that, don't use my perfume. No, you must smell. The original smell is required for the betterment of the child, for identification, to know that this is father, this is mother. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you so much, Evangelist, and welcome back, CJ, from your small leave because of internet.
Technology, my brother. Yeah.
All right. I don't know if you have a question, but I have a follow-up. If you do, please go ahead.
Okay, I just want to invite the people that are our viewers to please join the studio. The link is there in the comment section. I can see we have Namwinga watching, we have Mulungu Ruben watching, we have Lawrence. I can see there's also Caroline Chanda. Please just click on that link, get into the studio, and let's interact.
All right, thank you so much for that. Now, Evangelist, many a times that these maids are employed under, certain circumstances. One, because of love as a man, you want to somehow kind of liberate your woman from doing all the house chores. You go out and employ a maid, and then the second situation or circumstance is where your wife is pregnant, and she can't manage to do all the chores. Therefore, rest is required from her. So, well, you want to be this caring husband and employ this maid. When such disadvantages, or maybe bringing in Himba's consent to say no, mkazi maid isafunko joking na bamuna shanshan, but it's a man that looked for this maid, and that this maid was looked for when she was pregnant. What's so bad about that?
You need to be very, very careful. It is true that happens, but what Himba raised is very, very important. Familiarity, as I said, breeds contempt. When you get too familiar to a lady, you will not be, you stop seeing a maid, you start seeing a lady. And from a lady, you start seeing a wife. And in the end, you find that you have misbehaved. The issue is that we must draw a line between a worker and also a wife. It's very, very important. You need to be very, very careful. Even when you are joking, even when you are working, even if she is a good worker, or you want to praise her the normal way. You should not go further than the job well done. Keep it up. Short phrases are enough to carry her the whole day. Don't say, mama, 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 mama. I have never seen a worker like you. If all women were like you, this world would be a better place. That kind of talk is dangerous. It will lead you to the bed. So abandon it. Thank you.
Evangelist.
Talk to me.
But okay, when it comes to this issue of praises, don't overpraise. Evangelist, so are you also trying to say that if, okay, this maid has done tremendous, yes, okay, job well done, so kulipenda nkanyaka incentive nje, okay, your job well done, at least you give ka something as appreciation. Is that also considered bad? Sure.
Yeah, it is considered bad. You see, for maids, in fact, the person that should look for a maid is a woman, because she's the one who is going to live or stay with that maid for longer hours, and therefore she will need somebody who she can control. Number two, it is herself who is going to give her the rules on how to manage the home and the children. Even the husband can do, but in most cases, let the lady lead. The other issue that we must understand here is that salary or payment or appreciation or token of appreciation, as you put it, Lance, it should be paid by the wife. All the payment must go through the wife. If it is a Christmas gift, let the wife buy it and let the wife deliver it herself to that maid. If it is the gentleman, let the husband deliver that gift to the servant, not the mistress to give it to the servant. No. That is, when you do that, then you are actually protecting your marriage. Because the whole idea here is that we are trying to protect the relationship. We are trying to protect the marriage. We are trying to bring dignity in the homes so that also the worker can continue to work as you also continue to go out and do your business or work. Because actually we complement each other. They give us the service, we also give them the money. So we are actually buying labor as they sell labor to us. So it should be 50-50. But that needs to be protected. In short, the wife is the one who deals with the incentives, not you, the man.
So, Evangelist, there are women, the working class, okay, who have an 8 to 5 job, okay, and then you find akakomboka afika kunyumba, she says she's tired, alipa TV, okay, but in terms of cooking, venangu they say okay, nenima pikira to munawanga, but it's just the maid who saves them. Maybe wama packing angati numaoma or whatever, okay, but she gives the maid to save the children, and excuse mankarata atuka kunchito alema afuna apumuleko anangene sawa nchito kutabisewenza. What is your take on such women?
First of all, it is true that women are also human beings. I just want to ask you, all the men, to look at their wives. They'll find that their wives have got a head, a neck, shoulders, chest, the body there, the stomach, the 2 legs, 2 eyes, 2 nose, whatever it is. They are human beings, and they get tired. They also cry. They also sleep. They are human beings. So it is important for us also to help our wives. Help your wife. Help your wife. It is true she can get tired. Now, it is not herself all the time to say, I'm tired. No, not at all. It is not herself who should be telling the husband that she's tired. The husband is old enough. That's why he decided to get married. He's an adult. He knows how to read to say, my friend is tired. There are people who abuse that situation of being tired. They abuse it for laziness. Because they are lazy, they don't want to cook, they don't want to work, they don't want to sleep with their husband and have sex with them because they are tired. Now, if that is the route that you are taking, you must know that you are giving away your marriage to the maid who is not tired. Because with her, she's willing to go all the way to the moon, to the stars, to Jupiter. So be careful how you handle nkani yo lema hivyo nalema walema chani unakunyamula masaka ya unga. So you need to be very, very careful how you get tired. And for sure, women also get tired. But please, let it be genuine tiredness and not man-made tiredness or laziness. It can create problems for you in your marriage.
Mercy, if you can please try to join again. When joining, you'll be prompted to allow mic and camera. Please make sure you accept that you permit the mic and the camera. That way we'll be able to add you to the virtual studio. I can see Wom Kelewai is backstage. Maybe we can just welcome him as well. Wom Kelewai, good evening, welcome.
Good evening, how are you?
Fine, thank you.
Ndasika sunu. Ndasika sunu. You know, Tonga is like English. Ndasika sunu. Ndasika sun.
You are welcome. You are welcome.
Ndalumbaka Patrick. Yes, how are you, my brother CJ, and how are you, Lancy Mutozchwani?
Ande Mutozchwane.
Wiketile.
Twalumba tulikapoto.
I can tell. Tulivyoka bottle. You love bottles. Tongas. Tulivyoka bottle. Naba HH nabode. Tulivyoka bottle. Then imwe. Anyway, it's a very wonderful topic. However, I don't know why it's a Mazambian men. We are full of ourselves, and we always look at our women in a different way. I respect our custom and tradition, but this is our time to shine and show that as humans, we are equal. We know we have responsibilities, but women have shown, the studies shows that women can also do the things that we do, and us men also can do the things that women does. So we are not supposed to just always talk about responsibilities in the house, that it's only a woman that can cook, only a woman that can clean the bedroom, only the woman that can do all these other chores in the house. And what about the man? Let's teach our children, a boy child, responsibility, how to look after themselves, how to cook, how to clean. And this is where, when we start nurturing our kids at a very early stage, early age, you will find that when they marry, they will actually not leave or let their partners do all the donkey works in a home. You will find that it's not under Pitchcourt government like we always stigmatize. We always stigmatize when a man is helping his loved one, is helping the wife. That is why we even find men going a step ahead in life where they want to help their partners and even employ an extra hand to come in and help. But now the problem, because of Miambo, because of our customary laws and norms, we have made it in such a way that when a man brings a maid, like you can hear from Bo Reverend when he's talking about it. Yes, he's talking from experience because he has seen these things. And I agree with him 100%. But let us try to inculcate some kind of responsibility in our young men today and women, that it's not just a woman's job to clean the house or to cook. Men can cook, and men, when they cook, sometimes I'm telling you, we can cook nice food for our families. And we find joy in feeding the children, our own kids and our own family, and they love it. But instead, because of pride, or no, because nale man achoka kunchito, because I'm a man, inverted commas, I am not supposed to go to the kitchen. That's why I married my wife. We can change that narrative. Things are changing. That's why more at manje, even in my churches, people are even forming their own churches, because bakana, women should not stand in front of the altar and preach the word of God. The Holy Spirit cannot change, cannot choose. The Holy Spirit can come into either a woman, a man. It's the same. But because of the way we have been brought up, the way we have been nurtured, it is something that it will be a tug of war. I know many will disagree, but we have to also think outside the box and include these new changes in our lives. It's not just because it's the Western culture. No. Ngati wakonda muntu wako, munzako, panyumba. If you love mkazi wako, you cannot let her, you see her, she's tired, and you let her clean the whole house. You come from work together. She was also at work. So it is just in us, men, to also try to appreciate, because wakazi tabavuta maningi kuchokera ku Zelensky tenzo bashoka azimfwiti, tenzo bashoka azimfwiti. No, kapangako ule, we have to stone them to death. Na Bible ni molembe stone her to death. Then mwamuna mumutsia at is a hero. Woohoo! No, let's change the narrative. Ndalumba kapati.
Thank you. There's a message from Caroline. Caroline says, very interesting topic. A helper is a woman's responsibility, and She set the boundaries. A maid should not enter your very correct, especially I think should be your bedroom. Especially cleaning and washing for the children. Cooking should be done by a wife, because not only your husband should enjoy your cooking, but your children too, because we teach our children how to cook by seeing us. That is Caroline. Lance, over to you.
Well, thank you so much, CJ. But I think let's allow Evangelist to respond to Caroline as well as to Bom Kelebai's sentiments.
Okay. Bom Keleba, I didn't pick, most of the things that he said. There was a cut, in the in his in the transmission. But for Caroline, what I can say is that he's very, very right. I cannot say more than what he has said. That is what we need to do. The husband needs to eat the food prepared by the wife, and also the children also need to know how to cook and how the food for mom tastes. So she's very, very right. And the Rom Kerebai, you are always right. Whenever you say something, I think I do enjoy what you say. So what you have said is true. It's very, very, very true. There's very little that I can say. Maybe we can also allow more of those that are entering the studio, or maybe they're sending text, so that they can also participate.
All right. So as we wait for people to join through into the studio, as well as comment through on this particular broadcast, Evangelist, you mentioned one thing in your submission about house helps, the issue to do with dress code or dressing in the house. When you dictate dressing for this maid, don't you think you are infringing on her rights, to freedom and everything like that?
Thank you so much, Lancy. When you talk of freedoms, freedom of association, freedom of dressing, freedom of whatever food or drink, of whatever it is, those, they can be enjoyed outside somebody's territory. The fact that you have entered somebody's territory, you are bound by the rules and regulations and policies, responsibilities and functions and roles of that particular person who owns that area, that land. So your authority diminishes, your power, your freedoms, disappear. So you actually, it's like, if I go to DRC Congo, I've got the right to drive on the left. But when I get there in Congo, I want to drive on the right. I can't tell them I've got in Zambia we drive on the left. They'll tell you go back to Zambia and continue driving on the left. So if somebody is going to come into Mukerebai's home, if Mukerebai around 18 hours, they put on bikinis, even that person will be expected to put on a bikini, because that is the rule there. Maybe they've got a good reason for putting on bikinis at 16 hours. So that person, if you are to stay with Mukerebai, you will not be allowed to do anything different. That Mukerebai and the wife or the family have agreed, that this what is going to happen. So even dressing in the home will be regulated by the wife and the husband. If they say it is, chitenge, you have to put on chitenge as you come for work, that is the rule. If you don't want that, get out and look for a job whereby where there are no chitenges. So those are rules. If they tell you, we want you to become in a mini state, that is the rule. They want you to attract more customers. Maybe you are selling, maybe you are doing all sorts of things. It is the nature of the business. So in short, the husband and the wife dictate the dress code in that particular home. Thank you.
Wow, we've lost Caroline there. I hope she can join back into the studio so that we can also have an input on the discussion. Evangelist, in a situation where, say, you've noticed conflict between the maid, the house help, and the wife, can you step in? What would you advise when you've noticed conflict?
If you are a husband,
yes, you're a husband,
if your
and then
husband,
there's a house help who's a female, and then there's conflict with your wife.
Yes. First of all, you must understand that whatever happens in the home, you should be on the side of your wife. Whether she's wrong or right, you should support your wife. But when you know that your wife has done something wrong, she has mishandled an issue, find a way of asking her so that you go to the bedroom, the two of you, and look at the matter in a different way. Don't show to the maid that your wife is actually wrong, or she has mishandled the matter, or she has misjudged. No. You must be on the side of your wife, whatever is the case. But if you know that she has brought embarrassment just there and then, or she has not handled the matter the right way, be tactful, be intelligent, find a way in which that discussion can be stopped, and then quietly get into a place whereby you can discuss it and agree how to move forward. That is how you handle it. But all the time, you should decide your wife. All the time, you should decide your husband. If your husband has mishandled by the issue, find a way, be tactful, find a way of helping your husband so that you move together.
Wow, thank you very much for that. Himba raised something concerning juju, that some of these ladies, the maids, they come with a mission. Now, in a situation where okay, there's such kind of, let me say, there's that kind of suspicion. As a man of the house, how do you handle such? How do you approach such a situation?
That question next Thursday, I've been requested to handle the issue of juju. So I will not answer it now. Let's see. Let's put it to next week. I will need to ukabona mu kwayizara wiki ekata. That's what we're going to do. So that's for next week. Yeah, I just want to ask those that have tuned in.
Add on
over
what Shaabula said already in the first response, that the response was correct, was very right. You know, what we forget as employers, you know, when you employ a maid or a servant, you are an employer.
Sorry to cut you short. We have Caroline. Let's just accommodate her before she disappears again. Caroline, welcome. Caroline, can you hear us? Caroline, are you there? Okay, you can continue. I think as she tries to sort out.
Okay, thank you about that. What I can say is that when you employ, you abide by the rules and the law of an employer and employee relationship. Because that's the problem. The problem that we do is we overgo, we go beyond. We don't even know where to end as a boss and where to start. When you award a maid with a contract of service, then you as an employer, you have to abide by the rules and norms of the contract law or the labor laws. Even though we know that domestic workers, they fall under a certain category, but they are considered as employees. Actually, they even start contributing NAPSA. They pay. In well-organized setup, it's an employment, a formal employment, where you are paid all the benefits. But in Zambia, we do that. Yes, legally speaking, they are our employees. And when an employee commits an offense or has done something or acted in subordination you as an employer, as administration, you have to sit down together and find a solution together, not one person, together as a team. And if you saw it fit that she should be, you should relieve her of her duties, then go ahead. And you must have a good reason, because if you give her a reason for terminating and she decides to dispute, you will find yourselves in court arguing over the same termination of employment, either unfair termination. So we have to be very careful, consult the labor laws, the labor officers, on what are the duties of an employer. What are the even the clothings, vovala. Maids are supposed to have a uniform. You can provide a uniform in your own setup, in your own home for the maid. Not kuvomereza mukazi, the maid comes with a mini skirt.
With the bum shot.
Yeah, bum shot. Yeah. So you have to set up rules in your own home. And when you confront such a maid, you are not violating any rights, any of our rights. So I think Shaabula was correct when it came to responding to the dress code and discipline of the maid when she has committed. You have to give them the opportunity to be heard as well. Unless she has stolen and you want to give her summary dismissal, you can simply instantly terminate her services without giving any reason.
Thank you, Womkilewa. Thank you very much. We are in the dying minutes of our program. Time seems to be flying. Caroline, welcome. I hope you're able to get us this time. Are you there, Caroline? Okay, it seems she's still having a problem with her device. Evangelist, sorry, yes, but I'm trying to put you a bit in a corner. This time I'm removing the juju part, since next week we'll be looking at juju. If as a man of the house, you are suspecting that the maid is making advances, okay, how should you handle that situation? Have you got that question?
Yes. What you are saying is that in the event that the maid is making advances to you, so that you can fall prey to her demands, what should you do? First of all, you must know that she has done that because she has seen weakness in you. There is some weakness that she has seen in you. It could be in your talk. It could be in the way you handle her. It can be in the way you relate with her in different ways. She has seen a weakness. Why should she not respect you? Why should she fail to respect you? It is because of the weakness that she has seen in you. You have tolerated her, you have allowed her. What must you do? Cut it off. Cut that relationship that does not help you with the worker. Avoid those talks, those schemes, those encouragements, bad encouragement whatever you do, it is a sign that there's a problem with you. Number two, tell your wife. Let your wife know of what is happening, because you don't need her. She's going to destroy your marriage. Because if you are going to keep quiet, it means you are happy and you are interested. The best thing is nab or nib, the flower in the bud, before it becomes, you know, a big tree. Do away with such a worker. Finally, fire her. She must be fired. Yeah, because you may want to forgive her, but she may find another way of doing it. So you need to be very, very careful. If you are going to allow her to stay on, there must be some serious measures that you are going to put in place that she will have to follow, and you yourself you have to follow. Because all the time, you know, in law, it's like you know, a weaker person, a child, something happens, and then you are caught with a child. They would say that actually the child was following you because you are a stronger person, you can decide. So even a worker in the home, you are the boss. You call for short. She only follows. How can she suggest to you that you can go out with her if she has not seen any weakness? The problem is you. So let us learn to be strong, and na kungenesa musazingenesa muntu wabwino maningi, very beautiful, more beautiful than your wife. Don't do that. That is also a problem. So that you don't have appetite. Yes, I'm not joking. This is serious. I have seen this. Don't bring one chito. You are creating a problem. You are going to bring a competitor who is going to beat you.
Yeah, thank you very much. You're at way pako. Okay, we are out of time.
But that's a discrimination.
Please, I need you to just give your concluding remarks in a minute as we are winding up the program.
All right. Thank you so much. This program is very interesting, but since Shaabula is going to talk about juju, which I don't believe in, that's good. Next week. But me, I want to simply say the issue of sexual harassment in a workplace, it all borders on you, the employer, to put up conditions of service or conditions that your employee is going to follow. You have rules. The time that person is going to report for work, the time they're going, how many hours they're going to work, the time they're going to leave, and when they're supposed to be paid. And in those rules that you put, that's where you also put some disciplinary code of conduct. It shouldn't be formal like the way it is in the normal contracts. You can simply put up those small little rules here and there, the dress code, and also the sexual harassment or the sexual moves, whatever. Those things can be put there. And also you tabulate how you can handle if one of those issues are violated. You can either say you'll be given a warning, or immediately say instant dismissal, or ABCD, because you'll be protected. If there's something that may arise in the future that you are going to be sued, you can simply bring back that contract that you have agreed upon with the maid or any domestic worker. Simply say, no, these are the rules, and this person signed on the bottom of it, meaning, and this is the part that he violated, and we followed the right procedure, and we gave that person an opportunity to be heard. Unfortunately, we, as the boss, we found that we cannot work with this person with such a behavior. Therefore, we terminated the contract immediately, forthwith. So that is how to go about something like that. Otherwise, we tumeza huru for the wonderful program. And please, men, don't just leave works for women. No. Cook, do the dishes, spread the bed, because you love your wife, because it is your home. And bond with your children. Bond with the children. It's very, very important. Sit down, not just the work of the maid or your wife alone. No, no, no. Men should take an active role. Thank you.
Thank you, Mkelebai. Evangelist, your concluding remarks.
In my conclusion, I can say that maids or servants are very, very important in our homes. They help us meet our goals because they take over our responsibilities in the home to allow us to function in our businesses, also at the place of work, or to go to church. They are very, very important. They actually add to the GDP. So that we must understand. And at the same time, the same maids and the servants, they can be actually a danger to the family if you do not manage them very, very well. They can destabilize your marriage. They can abuse your children. They can actually even kill you as an employer. They can steal money and property from you. They can poison you. They can work with outsiders to rob you or kill you. They can spread confidential matters to the neighbors and the public. You can also be accused falsely. Your children can also be taught a different language and different manners which are not yours. So we need to be very, very careful. When we knock off, we must get back home and stay with our children, get the children put on our laps, in our hands, play with them, let them smell our smell, get our smell, our original smell, not the perfumed smell, the original smell. This will allow us to bond with them. And when we do that, we will actually be helping them to recognize that we are their parents. Because if they play with the worker or the maid all the time, they will take the maid's behavior or the vocabulary. So we need to be very, very careful in what we do. So this is a serious and very, very important subject that we have. Women or ladies, cook for your husband, wash for your husband, iron for your husband. The bedroom, if possible, is a no-go area, is for you and your husband. If you allow her to go and work there, it must be precisely work and nothing else. And when you respect your bedroom and your husband, then all will be well. You should not wash your pants, because if she washes your pants, unless she was looking for size 10, she will go for size 10. And that size 10 is possessed by your husband. In the end, you will lose a husband, and that is the same maid, you become the wife in that home. We have seen a lot of people who have lost marriages as a result of the carelessness. Yes, you get tired. Yes, you are human beings, but do your part as a wife. Your husband will eventually know that indeed you are a human being and you need rest. You will move into help. So, men, Amuna, let's assist our women. Let's help them. Let's lighten their burden so that they can relax with the children and enjoy life. A marriage is not a burden. Marriage is a blessing. So let them enjoy the blessing of marriage in our home. God bless you. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Evangelist. Thank you very much, Mkelebai, Lance, Himba, and all our viewers. Thank you for the messages that you sent through and your participation. It's unfortunate that people had challenges getting into the studio. We hope you'll be able to join in the next episode. You've heard, Evangelist, that next Thursday we are looking at Juju. So this is the reloaded version of Juju. Make sure you don't miss this one. Now, from tonight's discussion, I'm taking away one thing. Women, please, when you are employing a maid, ngati mfuna wanchito mkazi, muzisaikirako oyipa. So So that you
Very,
reduce
very true. CJ, it's not a joke. It's not a joke. It is serious. It is serious. Don't bring a competitor in your home where you will fail to pull through, to take your marriage. Nikufunako oipako pangono, yozimuchirako. Even when she comes into your home, you will know that at least your husband will be looking at your hair, at your legs, at your waist, at your what and what. Not here they are in a waist yabu inomonga ni bottle ya Coca-Cola. You want to say monga ni Pandoro.
So Isabamona, we are not trusted. So Isabamona, we are not trusted. We can't control ourselves.
Viewers, thank you very much. There you've heard it. Please, husband and wife, be in charge of your home. Take full responsibility and take all the necessary steps to make sure that your home is secure, your marriage is intact, and you have a loving home. Thank you very much for joining us. See you in our next program. Let me say, we do have other programs lined up throughout the week. Please make sure that you stay glued to Ubuntu channel. Please like our Facebook page and follow it. We have a YouTube channel. Please subscribe to it, even a Twitter. Please just look for our social medias. It's Ubuntu channel Zambia, and you're going to find it. Make sure you follow us and be part of what we are doing. Thank you very much and have a blessed night. Good night.
Palumba.